Hey, I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise. It's not really a typical Alabama day. Low 40s, a little bit of mist, a little bit of breeze, but it feels a lot like Christmas as we're getting close. And just over my shoulder here is the last one, the last new Mazda6 that we'll have. It's a 2021 model. We may have future iterations, maybe a Mazda60, but this is the last Mazda6. Looking for a good home for it. We're gonna jump inside, we're gonna jump outside, we're gonna go all the way around as the weather permits and say goodbye the best way we can.
More car vids. More car vids.
Let's get started up front, and I would be on the grass, but I'm afraid it was a little soggy, a little wet, so we're back here on the rocks. This is the machine gray metallic, one of my top 3 colors of Mazda, and we have the beautiful chrome signature wing on this Grand Touring, and you can see some of the other accents here with the piano black around the bottom. Beautiful grille, beautiful look since the refresh back in 18. So very stylish, and although it has become a little bit dated compared to the 7th gen styling, this is still a very good riding car, very comfortable interior, and still very stylish. You can see that it's got 19-inch gun metal metallic color wheels. And this vehicle, the Grand Touring, is pretty much like a Touring Plus, if I can use that phrasing now, since we have a Touring Plus in the 22 CX-9. So Grand Touring does add a few options, a lot of similarities. So same LED headlights, same mirror caps. However, over here, you do have on the driver's side a auto dimming mirror, which is pretty nice. Advanced keyless entry, of course, just touch that button there to unlock or lock. Moonroof, standard on both the Touring and Grand Touring. And as we go around, you'll see something different back here, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But you do have the new design 2020 key here, push and hold for the rear trunk. Of course, here's one big difference that we'll talk about in just a second between the Touring and Grand Touring. The fit and finish is really unmatched in this competitive set here. It's just, very smooth, very nothing to get caught on your luggage here. Fairly low lip level here, and not hard to get up over this for extra storage right here. This little indention or space. Of course, underneath here is your spare and all other equipment you'd need for those situations to replace or tow, whatever the situation is. You can see the 60-40 split back here in the rear. LED third brake light. And again, just look at the craftsmanship up here. So everything's got this sound deadening or dampening material here, so it's not so loud with road noise. Rear backup camera. And here's one difference right here. So the Grand Touring does upgrade to a Bose 11 speaker system, which we'll look at more on the inside, with your shark fin antenna, which means Sirius XM satellite radio. As we continue to move around here, the chrome around the windows does tie into the front grille and is very sharp. Of course, both mirrors have a LED strip here for turn signals, and also shines right here, so your people in your blind spot can still see and know your intentions there. Projector beam LED lights are very stylish, and the same headlight design again as the Touring. Not the signature lighting. You go to the Carbon Edition and Grand Touring Reserve to pick up those signature lights. Safety features, SkyActiv Sense is standard, so you've got a camera here. Of course, up front behind the Mazda logo is your radar for Mazda Radar Cruise Control. That camera also gives you a lane departure alert and auto high beams. It's a little bit chilly, but we'll jump inside right after we take a peek under the hood. And here's the biggest feature that really makes it a grand touring, your SkyActiv G Turbo. So this, of course, continues the same ratings with premium fuel of 250 horsepower and 320 foot-pounds of torque. We're seeing some changes in 22 with the turbo availability. And of course, the Mazda6 will not be made in 22. So most of that has to do with chips. And this circuit board right here, or computer control module, it really is required for this control here. And so you can see that might be one reason why they're saving chips with less turbos or less models in some of those vehicle lines. This is a lot of fun, a lot of power, mated with the 6-speed automatic transmission, and that 250 horsepower or 227 with 87 octane only give up 3 miles per gallon on the combined EPA rating. So a lot of fun for that. I don't know why that was up, probably from the PDI, but you have your relay box here, big air filter, and of course the turbo and all the housing is right back there. So a lot of fun, and the Grand Touring gets the turbo. As we're jumping inside, of course, this is the black leatherette. Again, same interior design or colors available on the Touring and the Grand Touring. You do have some accents here in the door cards, which are really nice. And of course, power mirrors, windows and locks as well. Nice little protectant here over the door sills. And to protect the paint here, that's standard there. And let me just slide in here as the mist is picking up a little bit. These are about the most comfortable seats out of any vehicle that Mazda offers. I love the quilts right here, and just makes everything hug you nice on the bottom and in your lumbar. And they do carry around to the back outboard seats as well, so very comfortable. As I've already mentioned, the moonroof is on the Touring and the Grand Touring. One thing you add on the Grand Touring is this auto-dimming rearview mirror. You do continue from the Touring with heated seats, which is great on a day like today. And here's a look at all your controls over here. Traction control, lane departure, or lane keep. Those would just be default on, but you can turn those off. The traditional Mazda steering wheel here. All your controls, phone controls here. Also, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is standard on the 6th gen infotainment, and is actually wireless CarPlay on the Grand Touring and higher. Also, for fun, you get these nice paddle shifters with the turbo, which is a great addition. So Grand Touring and higher. Let's fire this baby up. And you can see a full LCD screen over here showing some of your trip features, miles to empty, exterior temperature, which I guess now it's 45. And we got 2 miles on this brand new vehicle. I did turn the heat on earlier, but we'll turn that off so not have that background noise. And here's a look at your old 6th gen infotainment, which we really hadn't seen in a while. So it's got your medallions up here to scroll through. And as you go through your different settings for connectivity, once it loads here, bump over the commander control, Apple CarPlay, add device, and then of course this Wi-Fi setting right here would be for the CarPlay. So a lot of great features on this vehicle, and very special. You have the commander control, your electronic park and brake, your cup holders, which of course you can cover up that if you like and rest your hand or arm on it to control the commander. And depending on what you carry there as far as drinks, be a little bit comfortable depending on what size. You can add the card for navigation. It's no longer standard. And of course, if you want to plug in for CarPlay or Android Auto right here on this USB, then you've got a charger and an aux port, which they have discontinued from other Mazdas. So USB only on some of those. But we're saying goodbye I will step outside in just a minute and wrap this video up. But as comfortable as this is, I think we need to take it down the road in a later video in better weather and get one last drive. But let's hop outside and say goodbye. It's been a great vehicle, the Mazda 6, and this was really one of the first vehicles that it was pushing towards its new near premium styling and design. Not the first Kodo design, as that was the CX-5, but it has just always gotten better, and it will be missed for at least a year. But of course, there's bigger and better things to come with a large platform rear-wheel drive. So excited about that. I just want to walk around one more time so you can see it in all of its glory. The wind is picking up here a little bit. I am Jonathan Sewell Sales at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard Enterprise. If you have any questions or comments, you can drop them down below in the comments or text me at 334-718-0504. I don't know what else to say. I guess it's been good knowing you, and goodbye, Mazda 6. You are beautiful.